When beef is harvested, it's not typically delivered to a consumer's plate the same day. The holding process it goes through, called aging, serves an important purpose.
It improves the palatability or how the beef is going to taste. And so when we look at palatability, there's really three main components, and it's tenderness, juiciness, and flavor. And so obviously a tenderness component of that is really paramount within there, with flavor following really closely behind. So as we look at if there's a way to improve that tenderness, it's going to improve the way that beef ultimately eats and consumer satisfaction therein.
There are two types: wet aging, which means leaving the product in a bag to retain moisture, and dry aging, when it's exposed to a cooler's open air.
Really what that does is it concentrates that flavor. Meat's about 75% water, so it allows it to dry down a little bit. So think of a bottle of wine, making it into a wine reduction sauce. So we take the flavor that's in a full bottle and really reduce that down to where that flavor becomes much, much more intense in just a smaller format. Same concept within dry aging. Both achieve equal amounts of tenderness, but just different flavor profiles are developed throughout that process.
Most beef that's served at restaurants has been wet aged about 21 days. Dry aging is far less common, but it is a growing trend.
Vast majority of aging is done at food service, and again, it's vast majority of which is being wet. We're working with some retailers to try and again distinguish themselves from the other folks, and we look at food service as kind of the signal carrier, the flag carrier, if you will, in regards to where the industry goes. And so it's what we see taking place at food service. Typically a few years behind that would be retail.
It's all a balance. Beef marketers need to look at what their customers want, while also giving it to them at a price they'll pay. Dry aging does add to the ticket.
We're already taking a fairly expensive piece of meat and drying that down. Drying it down means a little bit less weight, which means the price goes up a little bit higher. And so it sometimes can be a little bit of a cost inhibitor there, but nonetheless, the end product is pretty special.
I'm Bob Cervera.